What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Wave Magnetic here, coming to you with another tutorial. Today I'm going to be talking about how to make your drums really knock. And there's a lot of tutorials that talk about this, but I'm not sure if anybody's really talking about it in this way, because it don't take that much to make some shit knock. You know, it's just a few simple things to make it really pop through. Okay, so if you learn something new, make sure you click the subscribe button below, hit the notification bell, like and subscribe, share, all of that wonderful stuff. All of that really helps YouTube know that y'all learning something and to send this out to new people. So in the meantime, let's get right to it. Okay, so right here, this is actually the drums from a song that I'm going to be putting out pretty soon. But these drums is knocking. And it's really simple. First thing, if you want to do this, if you want to make your drums knock, you got to pick good samples. If you don't got good samples, I don't care what you do to it, it ain't going to be bumping. It ain't going to knock, okay? So mostly when it comes to stuff knocking or whatever, it's about the kick drum and the snare drum. So if you want that to be good, first get good snares and kicks, okay? So like with this kick right here, you can listen to it flat first. Listen to it flat. Oh shoot, that ain't even flat because I got other stuff on here. Which is cool. I mean, that's straight, you know. Now when I hear that tells me I think it needs more attack. It needs a little bit more bottom end, and it needs some of that knock frequency. Okay, I call it the knock frequency. So to get the attack, some people use transient shapers. I do not really have a good one. I don't have isotope or anything like that, or smack attack or whatever. And those things, sometimes you can overdo those. Sometimes it's easy to overdo it and may make it sound too attacky. But another way to get to get an attack, is to use compression, which may be counterintuitive. But if you take the glue compressor, put it on a kick drum, set the attack to 30, and do the fastest release, set it to 4-to-1 ratio right here, okay? And you do the compression, the attack comes out. Listen. Right, so a lot of times you can do makeup gain to bring back the volume. It may have seemed like it got smaller, but it didn't. It just got more attack. Okay, and then now I use this right here, the T-Rex EQ73. I just boost a little bit of bottom end, but a little bit of attack right here. Around 1.6 kilohertz. About that right there gives you the click of the top end, where the click of the kick is right around there. And I boost a little bit more on the high end. Again, it gets more of that click sound. So listen to it. So right there, you get more attack, and you get more of the little bit more bottom end. And I got a high pass filter at 50 hertz. Now the EQ73 is interesting because when you put that high pass filter on at 50 hertz, you think that it's just cutting everything off down there and you're losing low end. Now you're getting rid of all the crap that you don't really need below 50 hertz because you don't need it. But something special about this is it has a bump at 50 hertz where you put that on there, it's going to boost right around 50 hertz and give you more bottom end of what you actually want. Plus it'll get rid of the bottom end that you don't need. And then you can put more in, like I did here at 60 hertz. You can just boost that up some. And then on top of that, I had to add my knock frequency, which was around here, I did at 129 hertz. Now it's somewhere with, sometimes it's 100, sometimes it's 120, sometimes it's 110, depends on the kick drum. But it's around this area, and you boost that until you hear it really feel like it's hitting hard. Listen. That right there gives you that frequency that you're going to feel right in your chest, where it's just like boom. It's like, oh yeah, this is knocking. Okay, so that's right there with the kick. Now I have a clap and I have a snare layered together. That's another way to make sure that your snare drums are hitting. Make sure they're knocking. Okay, so listen up. Just the snare and the clap together. Now listen to the snare by itself. Now that's good, but it's just not super hitting, okay? Now with this, again, I put some compression on it because I want the attack to come out. You put a slow attack, fast release. Got the thing going. I think I got about 6 dB of compression. Yep. And then you have to figure out where the fundamental frequency of this snare is. So that's around, I got that as 670 hertz. Okay. I boosted 9 at 670. And then the crack frequency, I like to call it for a snare, at 8K on this SSL. You boost this up at 8K, and on this particular one, 3K, boost that up a little bit. That helps out. So if you listen to it with and without, so without, that's just popping right there, right? So then you got your claps. Now the clap, I didn't want to do any kind of compression on that. Okay, I didn't want it to be more attacky because it's not the point of the clap. It don't need to be really attacky. It's layering with something that's already has that really strong attack. So it don't make sense for this to have that same kind of attack. But what I did do was use the EQ73. Okay, I boosted at a shelf. I think that's at like 12K, maybe 15K, something like that. And then 7.2, that's the crack frequency. I boosted that some, cut off all the low end I didn't need. And the cool thing about the EQ73, it has its own distortion right here. Okay, right here. All you gotta do is turn this up and you get more distortion. And I turned it down because it gets loud. So if you listen to it with and without, so without it, with, right, it's not much attack going on with that. But when you put it together, now that's cracking right there, okay? So now you got these drums. Now that sounds good. There's nothing wrong with that, except for if you listen to the drums, if you look, kick is by itself, snare, kick, and clap, all of this is at the same time. Same time. You're going to get some crazy spikes when it comes time to mastering. And it gets really loud when they're all together. So it seems it gets out of control. It's hard to really manage that. So what I do is when I have something like that going on, you can either put a limiter or you can put a clipper on there. I chose to go with a clipper on this particular one. And a lot of times the clipper is going to make it so that it cracks more. It's going to give you more distortion on it instead of a limiter that's just going to make the volume quieter. This is going to make it so the volume don't get out of control, but it adds distortion in place of volume. So you still get the feel of it and you don't lose the feel of what's going on. You know what I'm saying? So if you look, turn this on right here. This is just the T-Rex clipper, which is super awesome. I would say if you don't have it, I would suggest you get it and just watch it. With it, it's killing. It keeps it under control, and it adds more crack to it. So like these little small things that you do, adding more attack to it, adding distortion to your sounds, clipping them, all of those things creates and EQ. EQ sometimes is more important than the doggone compression, depending on what the sound already is, because there's certain frequencies that makes the sound really come alive, makes it feel like it's more, but it's knocking more. Shoot. So yeah, if you learn something new, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell below, and like and share with your friends and whatnot. And I guess I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.